Hello and welcome to another installment of Grinning Griffin Presents The Witch Hunter Wars. Today we have the first session with the Galterra starting point, also known as the capital starting point. We have a big party today. We're going over a little bit more of the hustle and bustle of the big city and learning quite a bit there. But without too much further ado, let's get everything started and let's jump into it. So today we find ourselves in a early misty morning in the capital city of Galterra. The streets are bustling, as they generally are in the morning in the market district. Going up further into the dignitary and ambassador district, not as many merchants, but many pages and maid servants, etc., are all bustling around. Before we started the game, I had everybody roll basically an initiative, so that's how we're gonna break down who goes first and everything there. So first, we are gonna start in the.
Yay! Super excited.
Can you tell who got the nat one? So we're gonna start in the top districts there, back at the Lux ambassadorship or the Lux embassy, and we have Tuba. So it's the next morning after Tuba has gotten their armor and their supplies and everything there. Most of our listeners have already heard what Tuba looks like, but the other players have not. So
I'm sorry, is Tuba the name of a character?
yes.
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 Tuba's the name of a character.
You just kept saying Tuba, and I was like, excuse me, I'm missing something clearly. Thank you.
So Josh, if you want to go ahead and describe for the other players how Tuba looks.
All right. So Tuba is like a near 8-foot tall humanoid elephant with like a purplish gray skin tone, yellowish eyes, black dreads pulled to a tight ponytail that springs out like a jar of snakes or whatever those called, can of worms. And she wears like somewhat priestly robes, carries a shield and a big mace. But the thing that you would find most funny is the huge backpack of stuff on her back that she can, even though through her size, is like looks like it's going to topple her. So yeah, that's Tuba.
Yeah, Tuba has spent most of the last night walking up and down the stairs to get used to the weight on her back. So as you wake in the morning, you have your armor kind of set up at the foot of your bed along with your pack. As your eyes start to open, you see a page standing basically in your doorway, very excited, but also very cautious not to wake you up. Are you awake, Mr. Stuba?
I am.
Wonderful, wonderful. Your mother
What's-
has. Oh, sorry.
What's up?
Your mother has commissioned a large breakfast for us, for you, for your adventure. We want to make sure that you were able to fill your boots, as it says. So, do you need any help bringing anything downstairs?
If you could take my shield, I should be good with everything else for right now. Thank you.
She looks over the shield It's about the same size as her. She's like, I'll try my best. She goes over and attempts to pick it up. It takes her a little bit, but she's able to grab it. She's like, "Okay, lead the way."
And I will open the door, kind of let them go through the door, and then I'll pass them and keep going, leading the way.
So you leave the room and you see that there's a long line of pages that are kind of standing outside your room, basically waiting to do anything that you need before going out on your adventure. But you're able to kind of go down the stairs, and your mother is waiting there with the line of cooks who have set up a very large buffet for breakfast.
Tasty, tasty. My mouth is watering. My nose is drooling. Gross.
Excuse me?
She is an elephant.
So there's a multitude of food. There's some sweet tarts. There's porridge. Basically, whatever you can think of for breakfast food, it's there. Your mother has made sure to pull out all the stops.
Awesome, awesome. I will go sit by my mom, and kind of just like point at the various different dishes and whatnot. I'm assuming the pages will throw it on the platter and move it towards me.
They
And,
excitedly do so.
And be like, so today's the big day.
Are you excited?
I am very, quite nervous too, but I know I will make Dad proud, and I know I will come back a shining beacon of what he wanted me to be.
As you say that, you hear like a very kind of faint applause, and then it kind of leads into the other pages clapping for you.
Can't really see it under my nose and tusks, but I'm grinning ear to ear.
So you finish up all of your breakfast. As you finish, it's getting near the time that your invitation says that you are to report to the courtyard.
I'll start gathering my jazz, get the pages to help me load it all back on, and get myself all set up, and go up to the door, kind of like stand there, look back, look around, sigh, take a good long look at Mom.
She has some tears falling from her eyes, but she bows in respect of you, like bows her head.
When she bows her head, my nose will come up and give it a little kiss. And I will see you when the time is right for me to come back. I promise you that I will come back someone you will be very proud of. And then I'll turn around, not look back, and begin walking.
All right. So you start walking down to, or kind of not down to, you're actually pretty close to the courtyard already. But you take about 5 or 10 minutes and you walk into the courtyard, and that's where I'm gonna switch over to our next player.
Awesome, awesome.
And I will
Can I just say, aw?
Right. Touching.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Is your mother also an elephant?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted the imagery to be right here in my head. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
Does that mean your father was not an elephant?
He was an elephant too.
Yeah, his Tuva's father was an ambassador from the place where their people are from.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
And
I'm gonna switch over to Andrea.
Yes.
Hello, Karen.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's me.
For this part, we are going to go down to the White Wyvern, and particularly one of the rooms kind of set above the bar, where Andrea wakes up. And Karen, can you go ahead and just give a short description of what Andrea looks like?
Andrea is a thicker, strong set woman. She has serpent-like features, but certainly does not have snakes under her hat. And she looks hardened and like life has treated her roughly.
I'm sorry, did you say but certainly doesn't have snakes under her hat?
I do believe I said that.
Okay.
Okay. So Andrea, you have your bag of things here in your locked room. But you are woken up. It's starting to get close to the time where you need to go to the courtyard with your invitation.
Mhm.
But
I will be doing that.
you do have some time to kind of wake up and have breakfast.
Yeah, I would love to head down to the bar.
Okay. So you wake up and you go down to the bar, and it's pretty bare except for a couple of patrons that are sitting at a table, and they seem to be playing some kind of game. It looks to involve something under a cup.
Mm-hmm. I'll play a game. I'm gonna go over and introduce myself. I will say hello, and that I'm an adventurer and looking to make some money before I head out. And I'd like to know what kind of game they're playing.
Sure. So they all kind of look up at you, and these are some burly old men with really scrawny, not really scrawny, kind of like gray beards, and they look up at you like, hey, you probably don't mind any of this. And as you look on the table underneath the glass, looks like there's a lizard, but it seems to have like 8 appendages and a tail, kind of like a scorpion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that a scorpion you have in that cup?
Yeah, really, it's a little close to one, but
What are you doing with it?
we're gonna get. I bet Jimmy over there 100 gold pieces. He won't put this in his mouth.
Mm-hmm. And was Jimmy willing to do it?
No, we won't.
Oh, well, I could use 100 gold pieces, and I'm not afraid of a scorpion.
you sure won't do that.
Oh, yeah, I'm braver than Jimmy.
Jimmy is glaring at you now, staring daggers. Roll me a history check.
Yep, I will do that. 10.
You're not quite sure who Jimmy is,
That's true.
but he's got gelled back black hair. and he's wearing a black coat, and he looks like he likes to yell at people.
It's a shame for Jimmy. Am I taller than Jimmy?
You are a little taller than Jimmy.
Excellent.
Jimmy looks over and is like, I bet you 50 gold on top of his 100 that you can't hold in your mouth for a minute.
Okay. I'd like to know a little bit more about this scorpion now.
Roll in
Which
nature.
maybe I should have done in the first place. Yeah. 3.
You're sure it's probably edible in some way?
Karen, quick question. You're adding your bonuses to this, right?
I sure am.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, I did. It would have been worse. Thank you.
Yikes.
Okay. Is there any way to know if this might be poisonous?
There is, but you won't know.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put it in my mouth either way.
That's what she said.
So Andrea will pick up the scorpion and put it in her mouth.
Okay. All right. So you pick it up and you put it in your mouth, and it starts to kind of wiggle. I'm going to have you roll a con save, a con check or save. Yeah, it's a con save.
Okay. And that's
Yes,
a D20 modifier.
Yeah.
16.
16. All right. So you're able to hold it in your mouth for a little bit. It's been about 30 seconds so far. It's starting to kind of, it's almost like it's trying to bite you first. So it's like trying to bite at your tongue. What would you like to do?
I would like to jab at it with my tongue in my mouth.
Okay. So you go to jab at it, and you feel you hit it, and then it just kind of like pinches back at you, so it puts its stinger into your tongue. And have you roll me a con save there.
10.
So you're starting to feel your tongue swell up a little bit.
This might keep the scorpion in.
It also might kill you.
Yes, that's true.
How
close are we to a minute here?
You're at about 45 seconds now.
Do I think I'll last 15 more seconds?
Depending on what you do.
I mean, at this point, I'm riding it out.
Okay. I want you to roll me a medicine check.
Yeah, 18.
You know the tingling in your tongue isn't anaphylaxis, so you're not gonna go in the shock or anything there. It's just like an inflammation. So
I want my 150 gold from these men when my 15 seconds have finished.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll me one more con save, okay?
Fine. 13.
You make it to the 1 minute mark, and then you spit it out, and it just kind of goes crazy on the table.
Can I spit it on one of them?
Roll me an unarmed attack.
Okay.
I like your style.
Thank you. This is also a D20.
Yeah, this is I'll say a D20 plus your dex.
Okay. 24.
Was that a nat 20?
19.
Oh, okay. Who are you aiming for?
Jimmy.
Yes.
You spit it out, and you just see it like it's almost like it's in slow motion. It flies through the air, and its arms are just kind of waving, and it lands square on Jimmy's face, and he's in shock for a moment, and he just looks at it, and then he starts screaming, "Ah! Ah! Get it off, get off, get off, get off."
Andrea is going to wipe her mouth and grab one of the men's beer and drink it.
I love your style here. This is great.
So the old guy's like, "Got some fucking balls on you. Here you go." And he gives you a bag full of your 100 gold. Jimmy is still freaking out. He was able to get the lizard off his face, but he can't wipe the piss from his pants. He's looking over. He's like, no. See, you fucking cheated, didn't you?
I would love to know how you think I cheated at holding a lizard in my mouth.
Not this dude.
I did not, and I would like my money. Thank you.
He looks at you. He looks over at the bartender, who's just kind of like looking over at him and kind of cracking his knuckles. He puts his hand into his pocket, and he pulls out a bag full of 50 gold coins and throws it over to you. And he's like, "I hope I never fucking see you again."
I feel the same way, but it could be a lot of fun. So I am going to go to the bartender and ask if he will send my breakfast up to my room.
You attempt to say that, but since your tongue is swollen, you sound more like, "Did you send my breakfast up to my room?"
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I still feel like a badass, so it's okay.
Yeah, the badass points are still there. So you go back up to your room. Your breakfast is sent to you. Nothing crazy. You're not like Tuba. You have 2 pieces of bacon, an egg, and a piece of toast.
Yep.
And that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
After that, the sun is still rising, but the time to go to the courtyard is coming close. What would you like to do?
I'm going to collect my things. I'm going to pay my debt to the innkeeper and ask him to tell the guy in the back that I am headed out and will be back when my adventure is done.
Okay. So you gather your things and you leave the White Wyvern, sword at your hip. You're basically in like the lower section of the capital, but you're able to make your way up to the courtyard after about an hour or so, and without too much of an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, we're going to switch over to our next person. So now we're going to go over to the market district, where we see a Corbin Laster, very much still awake in his living room while his wife and daughter are in various stages of sleep above them. Very shaken up by what happened the night before. Justin, do you want to go ahead and describe Corbin for the other players here?
All right. I guess to re-describe my character because I think it was because you asked me to describe my shop. I was just completely thrown off and could not describe my character. But Corbin is a half-elf. He has brown hair kind of tied up into like a man bun. A few grays are kind of starting to show in his hair. He has a full mustache. That's something that I did not, I forgot to say. He is about 6-foot-ish, 6'1". He is skinny, kind of gaunt in the face. He looks dead tired, and his hands are like very calloused and have small nicks in them. Looks like he works with his hands a lot. And he has in one of his ears, he has I guess double loop earring. And yeah, he's currently wearing, I guess, like regular clothes. I think he still has his apron on from work. And yeah.
And the gauntlet.
Oh yes, I guess I should describe the gauntlet. One of his hands is covered with a gauntlet, clawed fingers, and in I would think it's like on the basically where the back of his right hand is a black gem, almost like a black opal, with it looks kind of cracked, but the cracks are filled with white opal, I guess.
Yep. So you're downstairs. You have your pack, including the lantern there with the terrarium inside.
Yeah.
It's still early in the morning, and your wife comes downstairs after looking after your daughter.
Child.
Yeah, sorry.
Good morning.
Where were you last night?
Time seemed to get away from me. I got in late. Apologies.
Is everything okay?
Do I have the letter with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's probably in my pack. I go to my pack. I produce the letter with the royal seal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of open it up and hand it to Sophie.
Sophie reads through it and then looks at you, and she's very shocked. She's like, "What could the Adventuring Guild want with you? You make shoes."
I think this might be a mistake. I'm going to go and try to deal with it. But and then I guess in my pack I have like quill and ink and some parchment, and so I start hastily writing a like a deed transfer just in case.
Your will?
Well, I guess it's my will, but like a deed transfer so that Sophie can do the thing that I told her that we would be doing, and basically make her the owner, and she can do with that as she wills. Just in case I can't get this fixed up and have to, and then my voice kind of trails off. I will write as much as I can, and
well, maybe you'll find it out there.
I sure hope so.
She just kind of gives you, like, kind of grabs you and kisses you tenderly on the head.
Oh,
that's my job. I return the favor. And I say, no matter what, I will do everything that I can to come back to you too. And then I like I have her hands in my hands, and I give them a small squeeze, and then let go and grab my pack.
Okay. So you grab your pack. Are you gonna leave?
Uh, I start to make my way up the stairs, and once I get to Sandy's bedroom, I kind of stop and rest my hand on the door. I will go inside.
Okay.
And basically just say, "Hey, Sandy, I'm going to be away for a little while, but I'm going to make sure that you get better." And I kiss her on the forehead as well before I leave.
She still does not move. Her skin is still cold to the touch when you kiss her head, but she is still breathing slightly.
Okay. Oh, also, is my gauntlet like doing the thing that it was doing last time, or was that
What was it doing
like
last time?
it was sparking?
It isn't sparkling right now.
Okay, good. Or else me holding Sophie's hand would have been probably painful. Anyway, yes, I will. Once I do that, I take one last look at Sandy, and then head downstairs and grab everything. Grab my terrarium, or lantern thing. Grab my pack. I nod solemnly to Sophie and say, "I love you. Hopefully, I will see you as soon as I can." And then I leave.
Okay. So after you leave, you close the door behind you. You see the artist kind of across from you is still awake, still on his doorstep, and he just kind of tips his hat towards you.
I forget. I think I grabbed the painting that I found inside the house.
Well, yeah, it was part of your pack, yeah.
Yeah. I grabbed that and I make my way over to the artist and I say, "Good morning. This is a strange question, but," and then I start to unroll the painting of my house, and I say, like, was this you that did this?"
He looks up at it, goes back to his painting, and he just shakes his head.
Shakes his head, no.
Yeah, shakes his head, no.
Okay. Okay, I roll it up and go, "Okay, thank you. Have a good day." And stuff that into my pack, and then I probably start running towards the courtyard because I'm like, I need to get this fixed. I need to get this fixed.
All right. So now we're gonna switch back over to Bliss. Also still in the market district. You woke up from a very weird dream
Hmm.
in your apartment above your flower shop. Can you go ahead and describe Bliss for everybody?
Okay, so you guys are doing a really good job describing, but what I'd like to say is if you've seen the movie Zootopia and you saw the water buffalo who worked in the yoga studio, like, so kind of, I guess initially I described him with like dreads and like very like hippie-ish, kind of unkempt. He is big. He is a water buffalo, minotaur type person, so he stands on 2 feet. But he's definitely a water buffalo, and he's just kind of like super chill and groovy. He wears like muumuus, for lack of a better word, I guess, because as he like moves around his shop and waters his plants and talks to them and just kind of chills.
A caftan?
Yeah, a caftan.
Awesome. All right. So you're woken up from your dream. It is pretty early in the morning. Your bed's a little bit torn up from your dream last night. You must have been moving around there, but your invitation says that you need to be in the courtyard very like the next couple of hours.
Okay. So Bliss will get up and get out of bed and do some cursory stretches and check on his plants in his house and grab some, I'm really not sure what water buffaloes eat, but I'm pretty sure he's a vegetarian.
Mm-hmm.
He will need to head down to the shop to talk to his assistant.
Okay. So you grab a few things. You have a pack, but you've filled your pack with like veggies and plants and maybe a little bit of soil just in case, and your large pipe.
Yeah. And whatever else I have in my pack, I would imagine. I have regular people things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just kind of like say goodbye to my plants and head downstairs to talk to my assistant, who I assume should be arriving shortly.
Yeah, they're already downstairs.
Great. Just because I kind of need to tell her to watch out for the store for me while I have to go do this thing that apparently I have to do.
Oh, is that why there's a mess here?
Yeah, man, they came here yesterday and they were the least copacetic people I've ever met in my life. And yeah, they really harshed my mellow, and now I have to go down to meet a bunch of people I don't know, I guess.
That's weird. Are you gonna be back later today, or?
No, I don't think so. I think this store may be yours for a while. I think you'll have to hold down the fort for me while I go do whatever these guys want me to do.
Does this mean I get a raise?
Yeah, man, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not going to be making money here, so you should be making money here. That makes sense. But you got to take care of the plants, and my plants upstairs too.
I will take care of all of the plants.
Rad.
Oh, thank you so much.
Sounds great.
I mean, I'm so sad that you're leaving, but also, I like green things, ants.
One world, man. I'm never really gone. I'm always right here. And he points to his heart.
Your assistant just kind of looks at you. It's like, yeah.
I pull her in for a really big hug. Yeah, and then I will.
I really like Bliss.
Thank you. I will leave.
All right, so you have your bag of things, and you've given the shop over to your assistant for the time being, and you're heading up towards the courtyard there. Short and sweet. You're gonna head up to the courtyard. So I'm gonna switch over to the last, but definitely not the least. We're gonna switch over to Fulgoon.
I am ready.
So
am I ready?
You are ready.
I'm ready.
You got this.
So we're actually going back to the White Wyvern. But this is a little bit later in the day.
Oh, thank God.
You didn't spit a scorpion at him?
No, she spit a scorpion at you, man.
I know.
So this is more of like a back room because Fulgoon is staff. But he's waking up a little bit of a hangover, but that's his usual state. And the dog is continuously staring at him.
I'm staring right back at this dog.
So can you go ahead and describe Fulgoon for everybody?
Yeah, so Fulgoon is a Goliath, but you couldn't really tell he's on the shorter end of the Goliath scale, and he kind of hunches his shoulders in a bit. So he's at like high sixes, I'd say 7'2", maybe. One very key note about Fulgoon is his luxurious, majestic mullet. Okay, this thing is pristine. It is silky romaine lettuce. Okay, on top of that, he has this like patchwork kind of mail to him, which down to some bare arms. He clearly has a few scratches and scars from his days of a couple brawls or two. And yeah, he definitely looks hung over. I can't stress that enough. Without his booze, he's pretty friggin' lazy. That's Fulgoon.
The dog at the foot of the bed with a large kind of barrel on his chest just looks at you and gives a woof. And you see its eyes kind of just like look over at what would constitute a nightstand, and you have your letter there.
Yeah, my letter. Okay, can I reach over and grab it?
Yep.
And what do I read?
You read that you have to go to the courtyard really soon, like within the hour.
Right. Okay. So I best get some breakfast in me right quick and then head out the door because if I recall correctly, the courtyard is a little bit of a walk, right?
Yeah, you have to pretty much go up to the top of the Capitol.
Right. So I'm going to make myself out to the front of the Wyvern there, and I'm going to go talk to the barkeep.
As you walk out, the barkeep looks over and he's like, "Yeah, I've got your breakfast right here," and he puts a mug full of mead on the bar.
You know me well, barkeep. I gotta get a meal to go, so the liquid sandwich is the best one. Thanks again. But I'm gonna need two. I got a long journey, so I'll take a second sandwich if you got it.
He looks over at you as he slowly pours you a drink. He's like, "You really ought to invest in some potatoes, my man."
Oh yeah, no, I know. I hear vodka's delicious, but I'm not in the month for it. Anyways, I gotta get going. So smash back 1 and 2, please, and out the door.
All right, so you down both of them, and then you start heading out, kind of walking through the slums. You go up through the market district. There's little to no resistance. And then you pretty much go right up to the main district, and you go into the courtyard, and everyone kind of arrives at pretty much the same time, mostly through different doors, because this courtyard seems to have multiple entry points. So everyone kind of has their door open at the same time and are let in. And at the head, we'll say, of the courtyard, you see a large throne that seems to have the Emperor Seskel sitting there, as well as a number of pages and what you would imagine would be the kind of like head of security, which is a red dragonborn. Well, looks like you all got here on time. No one?
Yes. I I acknowledge the person who's speaking, but then I walk like hurriedly over to one of the pages.
So he kind of gives you a stink eye as you walk over to one of the pages. The page looks kind of shocked. He's like, "Oh, how? What? How can I help you?"
Hi. I'm like whispering to them and like kind of keeping my eye on the person who's speaking, and I'm just like, I don't think I was supposed to have been chosen for this.
Did you get an invitation?
I mean, yes, but
Then you're supposed to be here.
okay. I just kind of stand up a little bit straighter, and then you said the emperor is there.
The emperor is there.
Okay, I'll do a curt bow to the emperor, and I guess shut up.
So everyone else, you all kind of walk in, and the Dragonborn looks at you. He's like, "Can you form up? Can you stand in a line, please?"
Listen, I've been asked to walk a line many times, okay? It's just not a thing I like to do, okay?
I recommend going from tallest to shortest.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is it a height game with you?
I mean, I just
Just kidding, big guy. And I'm gonna shoot him finger pistols.
I appreciate that. You weird little man.
Anyone else have any idea what we're doing here?
I'm like pinching the bridge of my nose. I'm just like, okay. I try to form up with everybody. I have no idea what we're doing. No.
Yeah, I just kind of got this letter from my old boss there. He's like, you're going to do this job and then go up to here. So I'm up to here.
I am here for an adventure.
Right, yeah. It was some sort of a party for adventure. And I love a party.
The Dragonborn looks at you guys and looks back at the Emperor. Looks back at you guys like, you are the sorriest group of adventurers I've ever fucking seen.
Well, it's not like I've ever met these guys before. I'm up for an adventure.
Hey man, I didn't even want to come here. I did not sign up for any adventure. I am here because I am here, but I'm not happy about it.
I'm with the. Wait, don't I know you too?
Do I know you? No, man. I mean, we're all God's creatures, but I don't think we've met in this plane before.
I agree with we're all God's creatures.
I don't know if I believe in God.
Well,
What's a creature?
God,
you just see the Dragonborn is like pinching the bridge of his nose, just as Corbin was a few minutes ago. And it's like, Jesus Christ. All right, so you've all been chosen for one reason or another. I could care less, but you are all given an invitation to come here. You're going to join the Adventurers Guild, pretty much whether you like it or not. And first and foremost, we're going to give you your initiation.
So this is like conscription?
Sure.
I lean over to Andrea because I think you and I are the shortest of everyone here.
I believe that.
And I was like, yes, this is basically the Adventurers Guild sends out parties once in a while, and they don't seem to come back.
Promising.
Yep.
I feel that we'll be the first ones too.
What are we looking at for rewards here?
Cool.
So, should you make it past the gauntlet and out into the world, which I sincerely doubt, you will be going around the continent, spreading the good word of our Emperor and all of his glorious ways. We will have some missions for you, some things and people that you will need to hunt down, of course, but other than that, if it's not something we're looking for, you can keep it. If it's gold, You can keep it.
I like that.
Comprende?
My pointed ears kind of perk up when he says you can keep the gold.
I thought so.
I still feel just the experience itself will be worthwhile.
Yeah, listen, I was promised payment, and I've yet to receive it, and there was some payment up front, I might add. And I don't feel like those needs have been met yet.
My reward will be going home.
My reward will be not dying.
I will ensure that you do not.
Thank you.
Not a problem, little buddy.
Okay. So first, if everyone could just give me their invitations.
Start fishing it out.
I will present
Uh-huh.
mine.
Same.
It
I'll
is
hand
I, Andrea Vespin. I am here. Here is my invitation.
Corbin Lester?
I think I left it somewhere deep in this pack. Give me a moment.
After I pass mine in, I will go over to Tuba and ask if you need any help.
Well, if you could hold my shield.
Sure. I try and...
Give me a strength check.
I have a -1 to strength, by the way.
Oh boy.
Me too.
That's a 6.
You're barely able to keep it from falling over. You're not so much carrying it as you are holding it and kind of balancing it on its tip.
Yeah, I think I'm just like, it's on me, and I'm just trying to keep my balance here.
Thank you very much.
So as everyone grabs their invitations and gives them to the Dragonborn, he seems to snap his fingers and wave his hand over them, and they all seem to magically change, and the writing on it has changed. And he gives these pieces of parchment over to the Emperor, who starts to talk as he starts to sign. It's like, these are writs of passages. Keep these very close to you. This will likely get you out of many bad times. You'll need to present them to get out of the city should you make it past the gauntlet. And he finishes writing, puts his quill down. It's like, I wish you well, blessed be. I will be keeping an eye on you, and I hope you do well. Don't forget to spread the good word of Emperor Seskel. And he... Seskel. So with that, he passes them back to the Dragonborn, who passes them back to you. He's like, now if you could all just follow me. And he's going to start walking towards the other end. So you guys would have like came in on the sides. The throne would have been at like the northern end of the courtyard, and you guys are going to go towards the southern end of the courtyard as the gate starts to open. Are you guys going to follow the Dragonborn?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And as we do, I kind of like quicken my
Yeah, I'll
pace a little bit and say, sir, about the gauntlet, is there anything that we should know?
Yeah, don't fucking die.
Okay.
Is this a test of our teamwork?
I slow my pace a little bit to
I'm
go back
super
with the rest of the
excited
group.
for this.
I don't know how I'm going to play this.
Okay, so who said is it a test of our teamwork?
That
Yeah.
would be Andrea.
He just kind of looks over at you. He's like, it's a test to see if you'll fucking die.
I see.
All right.
This sounds exciting.
I like start putting on the myriad of random weapons that I have my pack onto like a belt that I'm wearing. So I've got a knife, I've got a light hammer, and I have a hand axe.
So everybody is kind of walking with the Dragonborn. I'm kind of imagining it almost being like slow motion. And as you guys are walking,
Can I be making slow motion music?
Oh
Bow,
my god.
bow, bow, bow. Bow, 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 chicka, chicka, bow.
so the dragon turns around and he's like, this does me a great pleasure. Test number 1, thinking on your feet. And he snaps and the ground falls out from beneath you.
Oh.
Alrighty.
So you fall about 10 feet down. You can still see above you. Sorry, not 10. You're about 15 to 20 feet down now. It's dark and it's damp. And that's where we're going to end today.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Great.
Yay!
Thank you for listening to Grinning Griffin Presents The Witch Hunter Wars. If you liked what you heard and would like to keep up to date on the podcast, you can follow us on Facebook at Grinning Griffin. And if you'd like to support us and get access to tons of upcoming side quests, behind the scenes features, and even supplementary content, you can find us at patreon.com/grinninggriffin. Thank you so much for your support of making the Witch Hunter War a success, and we will see you next week.